Well, congratulations, Dave. Everyone wants to know, when you got to the 100, what was the signal?
I think it was there. You saw what it was. The nice little quiet shush.
Wasn't sure whether it was a shush or a kiss or both.
No, it was a shush.
Well played. How does that compare with some of the other innings you've played?
I think it's just about the way that we started. I think the tempo of the game, winning the toss and batting first. There's a lot of talk around bowling first potentially. And as us openers, we know generally in Australia you're probably going to bat first. Go out there and respect the areas that they bowl. I thought that we were able to put a little bit of pressure on them, especially with two debutants. They came back better probably that second sort of spell, put the ball in the right areas, the ball started moving a little bit, and they probably missed a little bit of a trick, but we were able to put the pressure on them and build a nice foundation. And I think where we finished today is probably around par, minus probably another wicket.
To the layperson, you just look better at the crease this last sort of 12 months than perhaps in the 12 months previous. Have you made changes? Is something different?
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff off the field that's not really distracted me from a personal point of view. We had a lot of stuff with CA last year and the captaincy stuff, and I was going through a pretty hard time off the field from all that and dealing with it. This year, we've had a great, successful 12 months as a team, and I think, we're all, so pleased with our achievements, but we've still got work to do this summer. And I think where I am in my part of my career, it's been great. I've not really had much to worry about. People make comments, but you get on with it, and you got to go out there and score runs. And today I did that, but as a team we had a few starts, and a lot of other guys would like to go on. But I think we're in a pretty good position on that wicket.
I know you always make technical changes, but is there an identifiable technical change that you've made in the past?
No, I've sort of I've always gone back and across a little bit, just more to give myself a little bit more onus on my off stump. Nice and still. Probably played a little bit more off my back feet or my back foot, where I did start doing that early on in my career. I felt like probably I was trying to get too forward, and that's probably not my game. And I was allowed to, like last year the MCG allows me to drop that back leg and sort of play that wide cut shot, and I'm going to miss some. I might nick some, but it's generally a scoring shot and putting pressure back on the bowlers. And you saw I had a deep point out there after 10 overs, and it allows you to be in rhythm, allows you to dance around the crease and look for that one as well, which, as a bowler, they don't like rotating strike. And yeah, that was something that my emphasis was to try and rotate strike as much as I could and look to score.
Yeah. Dave, do you think over the 10 years or so you've been opening the batting in Australia, you've been able to, I guess, make a few bowling attacks look not ordinary, but make the conditions look a little bit easier for batting than they are, because you have put them under pressure so they can't stay consistent? Is that a key to what you've been trying to do? Yeah,
I think you've got to just really ride that length that they bowl, and if they miss the spot, you've got to put it away. I think sometimes oppositions come to Australia and they pitch one or two up and you drive it back down the ground, then they get off that length. Where you look at our bowlers just constantly try and hit that length and consistently do, and want you to hit straight past them. So I don't think I scored a run, or probably one run down the ground today. And that's when you've got them off their length. And that's what I try and set out to do from ball one, try and drop that back leg if I get any width, or pull if I can. And then, try and get in the ball to my scoring zones.
And have you just got a view or a comment on, there's obviously been a big sort of 24 hours for Usman in terms of, I guess the message he wanted to convey and the ways in which he was trying to convey it, but obviously you've got to open the batting together as well. Yeah,
look, for Uzi, he put that video out there. I thought it was very well spoken. He's entitled to his opinions, and we fully support that. He's a really good mate of mine, and I know it's something really close to his heart. And all we can do is really support Uzi and his views on that. And that video, elaborated on what his thoughts and views are, and we support that.
Dave, can I just ask you about the shot off Shaheen? I think it was in the first session, beginning for 6 over final leg. We kind of saw you play that a lot during the World Cup, but not sure how much you played in Test cricket. Just the audacity to play a shot like that, kind of goes through your mind.
I actually thought it was shorter than what it was until I saw the replay, and the boys were laughing. Uzi came up to me and goes, unbelievable shot. And I said, boy, it's a short ball, mate. I can ride it. And he's like, that wasn't short. That was like could have been a cover drive. But like, for me, it's something that I find, like if they're going to put, fine leg square and you've got boundaries that are like that and someone's bowling 140 Ks, you've got to be brave. I played it against Broady. I almost got out, but it was something it's always in the back of my mind to play that shot now. It doesn't matter what format it is. It's a scoring shot. And, 9 times out of 10, they're bowling a nice length. And on this wicket, it's hard to hit the stump. So, I just thought with his angle and his pace, I could actually ride it. So, I just gave it a crack.
David, there's always been this narrative throughout your career about like when you're cornered or when you're questioned, that's when you bring out the best. And you've always spoken about having had to fight a lot throughout your life. Does that narrative like still play a role? Like, and does that actually have an impact out there when you walk out to bat? Like, do you feel cornered and you bring out the best out of it?
Well, today clearly didn't. For me, it's not me being up against the wall. It's your guys' job to write stories, and if someone's not scoring runs and you're entitled to do that. For me, it's about going out there and trying my best and scoring runs. I don't feel any extra pressure. I don't feel any other point I have to prove. I am getting older, so your games are limited. It's probably game by game now. If I fail next innings, there'll probably be headlines. But it is what it is in the game of cricket. If people are out to get you or make a headline from your name, then so be it. I can't worry about that. I've got to worry about what I've got to do for the team. I've got to keep scoring runs and putting my team in a great position.
Sorry, if I could just spoke about the pitch as well today. It looked like whenever they bowled like good length from both ends, there were a few that jumped up, a few that skid through. How difficult is that pitch, or challenging is that pitch to bat on?
Yeah, they're always getting a bit of sideways movement when they bowled sort of wobble seam, but I just don't think they were consistent enough to hit that one spot. The odd one sort of, went, and when you played a miss, it actually felt like it went a long way. But I just don't think they played enough or bowled the ball in enough areas to make us play. Probably thought they might have came over the wicket, especially when you're swinging the ball in and nipping it away. It's very, very hard to play from over the wicket. So, from coming around the wicket was actually probably a better thing for us to line it up. We play the line and it seems away, it's fine. But over the wicket's a lot difficult. And you've seen Josh Hazlewood get a lot of wickets against left-handers here in Australia by doing that.
David, you touched on the shush. It's an obvious question. Was it directed specifically at Mitchell Johnson, or was it a broader group?
No, it's just anyone who wants to write stories about me and, trying to use headlines, get headlines. That stuff doesn't bother me. It's just the fact that I have to go out there, do what I have to do, and I'm allowed to celebrate how I want.
Just on Mitch specifically, do you have any intentions to try to bend that bridge, I suppose, given it's been pretty well documented how things aren't great?
Yeah, look, Mitch is entitled to his opinion. He's a former player. You saw Justin Langer's comments. As I said, he's entitled to it. You can go back to Justin Langer's comments and refer to them, and so be it.
Just want to touch on, you mentioned your intent in wanting to rotate it and pushing gaps and create singles and to get off strike that way. Is that something you've taken out of the World Cup and something perhaps that has been missing in your Test game at periods in the last 2 years?
I think I go back to last year. I chopped on here playing a shot that I normally play, and then I came down the wicket and got inside edge to the offie and got caught by pad. Like, I look at that and just a bit of luck. You just need a little bit of luck, and that's what happens in this game. I've always had that sort of mindset to go out there and try and score, but sometimes you probably let and allow the bowlers to dictate a little bit more than what you should. I think you saw in England, I was walking into the deliveries, especially with Broady. You have to be brave, and you have to do that when you're in your innings. Something that I don't train doing it, but in the game you have to do it. You got to unsettle them a little bit, and I won't say it was missing from my game. I just think that I was allowing them to bowl to me probably too often, and when I'm at my best, I'm putting it back on them, and that's what I was able to do today.
David, you've had a well-documented friendly rivalry with Shaheen over the years. There was a bit of chat again out there today. I just wanted to get any insights into how that went, and was it a conscious thing to go after him because of the inexperience of the other bowlers in that attack? Was he a bit of a key weapon for them?
Yeah, look, it's been a long few months for Shane as well. He's obviously bowled a lot in the World Cup. to try and apply pressure on their senior bowler, first Test match. You've got to try and do that. I think still with him, he probably didn't go away as much as I thought. He ended up starting to try and go back into us and wobble seam. So I was taken back by that. So I was allowed to actually apply a bit more pressure and try and hit him a little bit square, then wait for the one that was sort of inside, and then wait for that short ball that I knew he had up his sleeve. But no, the chit chat's just normal stuff. There's nothing. He's not trying to get under my skin or anything. It's just normal banter.
You looked particularly comfortable in that first session. I just wondered what you made of Pakistan's bowling at that time compared to the next two, when they seemed to sort of get wrestled the run rate back slightly.
I did look comfortable. I didn't.
You did look especially comfortable in that first session.
I think for me it was my tempo. I was in a good mindset. They didn't bowl bad at all. It's just the lengths in Australia. You've got to challenge the front foot. I was able to still play off the back foot and get forward when I needed to. The second time round when they came back to bowl, they hit the areas, they hit nice lengths, and we had to put some shots away. We had to respect it. We had to, we were playing with the inside edges, and they bowled really well. I thought the debutants bowled really well. I thought they bowled nice line of lengths. I think Shezad was very good, swung the ball early, hit the wicket nice and had a nice kiss, and then the wobble seam as well. So, they've got some good talent there moving forward.
Just in terms of today's knock, it largely takes away that question of selection now. How much more enjoyable do you think the rest of the series will be for you, not kind of worrying about that position?
It never takes the mind away from selection queries. You still got to score runs. It's for me, it's about going out there and playing the best I can and trying to get the team off to a good start. And if I'm in there, try and go on. I was disappointed with getting out. We could have been 4 down at the end there. But yeah, it's up to the selectors. If they want to continuing to pick me, then I ain't leaving.
Is that news? You're going past Sydney?
No, Pete, I'm not.
Thanks, David.